after that 2 second of almost falling and being caught by the beautiful yet glamorous and gorgeous bully Young-do, quickly he's asking about the relationship with him, within Kintan and Sam. But at one point she points out, like, if you're not really interested in me, then just go straight to the source. Like, you're bothering me because of Kintan, so go straight to him. And he's like, no, you're mine. So it kind of seemed like not in a romantic way, although he said that to me and it was supposed to be a bully way. I'm like, you can have me. I'll get you bread and cookies and milk. Like, I don't care because you're mighty fine. But basically it seemed like more like a threat, and she seemed a little thrown off. But Kim Tan came to the rescue and it's like, if you have a question, you could approach me and ask me. And she just kind of like flew out, runs off right away. And Kim Tan and Young-do are left behind. And Kim Tan told him, like, why bother making friends when you get rid of them right away? You're better off alone. He leaves. And I'm just like, okay, this is more about their friendship. And it's going to be discovered and unfold, hopefully, in this episode, right? So now Kim Tan is talking to Eun-sang, and I guess he's trying to explain himself since, I guess, literally the night prior, before she just found out that he lives in the house. She just found out that he's the second son of the Jaegu group, so obviously a lot of emotions towards one another is happening. So I guess he's trying to explain himself, and he's always trying to be smooth and like asking her questions romantically and whatnot. But she ends up changing the subject quickly, and he's like, well, sorry, why did you say it was new money? But basically points out this is the only way you can make it through high school. Just say that you're new money till the end, so you get into the college. Just say you're new money. Eun-sang realizes that the only reason she's in this ridiculous circle is because of Kintan. Everyone's related to him some way. Lee Bona dated Kintan, but she's also the girlfriend of Chan-young, so, but still. They fall on top of Kintan, Rachel Yu, Young-do, and just people seeing them interact, So she basically tells them, like, can we pretend that we don't know each other so school can be easier for me, And Kintan ends up meeting up with Chan-young and tells him, like, don't tell anybody about Eun-sang's financial lifestyle, like her home where she's living, about living with me, about her mom being a maid, and to basically, like, protect her. Cute little Bona walks in and she sees her boyfriend talking to Kim Tan, who she assumes is trying to beat up Chan-young because he's still in love with her. And instead of like even walking in, she just kind of like got on her phone and went whoop, did a total like 180 and just left. Super cute, super funny, and Kim Tan ends up even pointing out, I guess she's not over me yet. And yeah, little ex-boyfriend and boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. So after a wondrous day, for her first day in high school at the Jaegu High, she kind of goes home and she's talking to her mom, like, Parky, and she's like, is there any way for us to move away from here? I'll work a bunch of other jobs, I'll do more part-times and whatnot. And her mom ends up pointing out, like, you don't forget that she's a mute, and many places can tolerate her for 2 or 3 months before she gets fired, and this is the longest job she's been in. And some songs, she's like, it's not fair, why are we living this, it's not my fault. And then her mom's like, is it my fault, like blaming her being a mute. And it's just like sad, because obviously her mom struggled for a long time with this disability. So for Eun-sung to kind of say it that way, I just kind of wanted to backhand her, like, come on, so rude to your mom, be understanding. She lived longer, she's lived much harder life than Eun-sung. Like, come on. So Eun-sung's down in the wine cellar. This somehow became her, like, her little cave, her little tree house, but it's a wine cellar. It's a beautiful room for wine anyway, so I'd hang out down there as well. And she's doing a search looking for, like, used Jaegu uniform. Of course, no results found. No one's gonna give up their uniform. They probably keep it or, like, burn it or something, because that's, the wealthy would never give away whatever's their trash. They don't want anyone taking their trash. So, mind you, before she went in, Kim Tan was there and he was hiding. So he ends up like texting and like, oh, let's meet up. He ends up popping in and startles her and everything. And she was asking, like, were you here before? Because she's made so many phone calls before, and he was there and he did eavesdrop. But he didn't like say like, hey, yeah, no. He's like totally brushed that. Now, the key of flirting for these guys, Young-do will trip you and then save you because he tripped you. And then he says, I'll do it again and again just so I can keep saving you. Ha, he has my heart. But now we have Kim Tan and Eun-sung in the cellar, and what does Kim Tan does? He literally pulls her hand towards his mouth, like looking like he's about to kiss her hand, like super old-fashioned. He's like, all right, you're not a smoker. Kiss my hand, kiss my hand. But he ends up telling her, like, have lunch with him tomorrow, and that's the only way they can make things work in the school, if she stays by his side so he could protect her true identity, and so she can have a happy school life and graduate happily into a great college without being discovered one of the social care group members. He did tell her, like, if you know, the only way you can make it is either go back to your other school or else be the new rich. You're gonna have to lie and say you're the new rich girl, new rich family. So Eun-sung's in the lunchroom and she grabs a seat and an empty table. Of course, this is her first day eating lunch by herself. But didn't Kim Tan just tell you to eat with him? Why are you, you know? She's being smart because anything around Kim Tan revolves around Young-do and Rachel Yu, right? But here comes the kid that was being bullied before and the one that knows that her mom is a maid because he was in the office. So she's like, that's my seat. Like, don't sit there. Like, that's my seat. And she's like, I think she probably was in the defense mode because she's like, oh, great. Now this kid's going to bully me as well. So she's like, well, I don't see your name on here. And she's like, he's basically like, I know you're in the social care group. I know your mom's a maid. I'm just telling you, if you want to survive here, do not stay here. Sit somewhere else and don't talk to anybody. And all of a sudden, Young-do comes and he kind of shots to my seat. He pushes her out of the way. And you see Young-do and his whole crew sit with that poor kid and bully him. And she's watching this. She's about to stand up for him and defend him. Like, yes, we do that. We do that. And Kim Tan pulls her right away. And he's like, oh, remember we were supposed to have lunch together. And basically she's like, why didn't you stop him? Well, you know, how'd you know this was going to happen? Basically, he kind of put it down. Like, he was like the head bully back then, I guess. So he was the one that laid it out. He basically said it, like, because of me. And Young-do joins them, and he's saying how he wants to eat lunch with them and everything. Basically, wouldn't let Eun-sung leave at all.